Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you of things that help me with my mobility and just like getting on with life, particularly when I haven't got anyone to help me, is this. The shower stool. And my tip is to get the triangle one because it can like tuck into spaces much better. If you have a square, then no matter where you tuck it in, you've always got a corner that you're going to like bash into, basically, because that's what we do. So it's much better to be able to tuck it into a corner, and then you have this flat side, so you're not going to hurt yourself or bang into it. It has very helpful little things here, so you can make the leg smaller or not. I'm just going to do this back because otherwise I'm going to forget where it needs to go. Yep. And so you can make it really low if you need it as a step for getting into the bath, or you can make it really high, which is what I have because I'm relatively tall. Yeah. In there. So this can fit into a really small shower cubicle. We had a really tiny one in our old house, and it was at the time when I still needed my husband to actually come in with me, bless him, to help me wash, and so it was a bit of a squish. But having this really helped, and I'll show you how, basically. So my tip is to have it that way. If you have problems in your hips, which a lot of us do, and then sit on it like that, because then you've got a lot of the support at the back. Obviously, if you find that actually that hurts your legs, I actually do it as a bit of a workout for my thighs, because sitting like that's quite a strain. But I'm at the point where I do that now. But if not, then have it so you've got the flat side there, so you're sitting on it like a normal chair. Now the only downside with that is if you still need the support at the back, you've only got that little point to sit on, and so that's not as good. But it's still helpful, and it's also very useful for transferring. Say if you've got the toilet there and your wheelchair there, and it's hard to transfer from toilet to wheelchair, those of you who have tried. So if you have this as the sort of little in-between bit, and again it slots in very nicely, and then you can just sort of put it to the height that you need it, because it's very easy to just change the height, and then transfer onto that and then into the wheelchair, which makes it a lot easier. Is there anything else? Yeah, it's very good for transporting, because you can push this button and the legs just fall off, which is great. And so that's very easy to sort of put it in a suitcase or whatever. And it's also got the little holes here, and so the water drains away, so you don't need to worry about having a little puddle of water to sit in. My other little tip is if you're able to, then do it yourself, and if not, get somebody else to do it for you. But basically, pour some hot water over this first, because boy does it get cold, and that's not very nice for sitting on. But yeah, so the shower stool, highly recommended. And if you have any other sort of queries that I might be able to help you with, sort of like transferring in a car, or how to lift heavy objects and stuff, I've got lots of suggestions, lots. So just let me know, get in touch in the address below, and please like and subscribe. Lots of love, bye!